A thought becomes a seed when we focus on it, water it with our emotions, and nurture it with our actions. That seed then grows into a tree, and the tree can become so big that the shade it casts can extend far beyond ourselves, influencing not just our own lives but the lives of those around us and even future generations. This is why we must be very careful about what we think, because every thought is potentially a seed of courage, a seed of fear, a seed of love, a seed of hate. The list goes on. But how do we get from a thought to a goal? What's the alchemy that turns a thought into gold? There are 3 steps: intention, imagination, and inspired action. Let me explain. The first step is intention. This is where we make the decision to plant a thought seed. We choose which thoughts to pay attention to, which ideas to dwell on, which stories to tell ourselves. Our intentions can be simple or complex, conscious or unconscious. For example, I want to feel happy. I want to be successful. I want to be free from pain. I want to be loved. I want to leave a legacy. I want to make a difference. Whatever our intentions may be, they all start out as seeds in the fertile field of our mind. Once we've planted the seeds of our intentions, we need to water them with our emotions. This is the second step, imagination. Our emotions are the water that nourishes our thoughts and helps them grow into strong, healthy trees. When we imagine something, we create a mental movie in our minds. We see it, we hear it, we feel it, and this creates a powerful emotional response in us. Emotions are the currency of our minds. They determine what we pay attention to, how we interpret things, and how we behave. When we imagine something, we create an emotional experience that motivates us to take action. It's like a little movie in our heads that gets us excited or curious or interested, and this is what leads us to take action. When we imagine ourselves achieving our goals, we experience the emotions associated with that outcome. We savor the feeling of success, happiness, satisfaction, accomplishment. These positive emotions make us feel good, and we want to feel good more often. So we start taking action towards our goals. We do the work, we put in the effort, we face the challenges because we know that the feeling of success is worth it. On the other hand, if we imagine ourselves failing, we experience the negative emotions associated with that outcome, like disappointment, shame, regret, self-blame. These negative emotions make us feel bad, and we don't want to feel bad. So we avoid taking action. We procrastinate. We make excuses. We give up because the negative emotions are too overwhelming. And this brings us to the third step, inspired action. Inspired action is the sunlight that helps our thought tree grow tall and strong. When we take action aligned with our intentions and fueled by our emotions, we're essentially fertilizing our thought tree. We're providing it with the nutrients it needs to thrive. But it's important to note that not all action is inspired action. Sometimes we take action because we feel compelled to, because we have obligations or responsibilities. Sometimes we take action because we're afraid not to, because we fear the consequences of inaction. This is called forced action, and while it may seem similar to inspired action, there's a crucial difference between them. Inspired action comes from within. It's driven by our passions, our purpose, our values. Forced action is driven by external factors. It's motivated by fear, obligation, pressure. Inspired action is conscious and intentional. Forced action is often unconscious and automatic. Inspired action makes us feel good afterwards. Forced action often leaves us feeling resentful and drained. For example, let's say you're feeling down and you really want to lift your spirits. You might put on a happy song and dance around your room. That's inspired action. You're intentionally doing something that you know will make you feel good. Now let's say you have to clean your room. You've been putting it off for weeks. But now your mum's coming over and you have no choice but to do it. You spend the whole afternoon cleaning. That's forced action. You're doing something you don't want to do and it's not making you feel good. So how do we ensure that our actions are inspired and not forced? One way is to ask ourselves, why are we doing this? What's the purpose? What are we trying to achieve? If our actions are aligned with our intentions, if they're helping us move closer to our goals, then they're inspired. If not, then they're forced. Another way to tell the difference between inspired and forced action is to pay attention to our emotions. How do we feel before, during, and after taking action? If we feel good about what we're doing, if we feel motivated and enthusiastic, then it's inspired action. If we feel bad, resentful, bitter, then it's forced action. The best part is that we can always choose to turn forced action into inspired action. It's a matter of shifting our perspective, changing the way we look at things. For example, let's go back to the earlier example of cleaning your room. Instead of thinking about all the things you don't want to do, all the stuff you have to clean all the time, you're wasting. You could choose to think about how good it will feel when your room is finally clean, how proud you'll be of yourself, how much you'll enjoy relaxing in a neat and tidy space. You could even put on some music and dance while you clean. That way, you're turning a chore into a party. Our thoughts can indeed turn into gold, but it takes intention, imagination, and inspired action to make that happen. Every day we have the opportunity to plant new thought seeds and nurture them into beautiful, flourishing trees. It's up to us to decide what kind of trees we want to grow. We are the gardeners of our minds. So let's choose wisely. Let's choose what truly matters. Let's choose what will make us proud. Here's the thing. We don't just have one life. We have many lives. Each time we choose a thought, we're planting a seed that will grow into a tree. Each tree represents a different aspect of our being, a different part of our lives. There's the tree of our health, the tree of our relationships, the tree of our career, the tree of our creativity, the tree of our spirituality. And each tree has the potential to bear delicious fruit. The fruit is the result of our efforts, the manifestation of our intentions. But here's the catch. Just like in the physical world, there can be pests and diseases in the garden of our minds. There can be weeds that choke our trees and prevent them from growing. And these weeds are our limiting beliefs, our fears, our doubts, our insecurities. They're the negative thoughts that try to convince us that we're not good enough, that we can't achieve our goals, that we're not worthy of our dreams. These weeds are the enemies of our thought goal. They're the termites that eat away at our confidence and our motivation. Weeding is essential if we want our thought trees to thrive. Weeding is the process of identifying and challenging our limiting beliefs. It's about becoming aware of our negative thoughts and questioning their validity. It's about recognizing when our fears are holding us back and deciding to act anyway. It's about facing our doubts and proving them wrong. Weeding is hard work, but it's necessary if we want to reap the rewards of our garden. Here are some ways to weed our garden. First, become aware of your limiting beliefs. What are the negative thoughts that run through your mind? What are the voices that hold you back? Become aware of them, but don't identify with them. Remember, they're just thoughts. They're not facts. Second, challenge your limiting beliefs. Ask yourself, are these thoughts really true? Are they helpful? Do they serve me? Or are they just weeds that I need to pull out? Third, take action, despite your fears. Don't let your fears control you. Don't let your doubts paralyze you. Take action anyway. And fourth, celebrate your successes. When you overcome a fear, when you challenge a limiting belief, when you achieve a goal, celebrate it. Be proud of yourself. Let yourself enjoy the fruits of your labor. Remember, from thought to gold is a journey, not a destination. It's a process that requires patience, persistence, and practice. But it's also a process that's full of wonder, excitement, and growth. So, plant your thoughts like seeds, water them with your emotions, take inspired action, weed your garden and watch your thought tree grow into a beautiful, flourishing tree that bears delicious fruit.